All right. So I'm Annick Mercier. People always struggle to say my name, especially English-speaking people. I like to say Titanic, Panic, Unique. I've been with Lallemand. Actually, I started as an intern in 2006. So it's been a few years now, going on soon to my 20th anniversary with the company. And since 2021, I've been our business area manager for our distilled spirits team in Canada, US, and the Caribbean. So I cover the Canadian territory. I'm based in Montreal, cover Canada coast to coast. But I work really closely with Mitch, Rox, Valerie, Chernell, Haley.
Your work wife?
I'm like, yes, my work wife. In the States and in the Caribbean as well.
Do you have a favorite chemical compound?
Ethanol. Easiest answer. We'll go with ethanol. No ethanol. Sad life.
Sad life.
Sad life. We wouldn't be chatting about all of what we do.
All the best stories come from ethanol.
They do. They typically do. Oops.
What
And ethanol is still in beautiful wines.
Yes.
It's in a lot of other components.
a favorite yeast strain?
I'm really excited about our Distill Edge TC that just came out. It is so flavorful and such a great tool. Yeah, that would definitely be on the top of the list. So it makes beautiful banana flavors, and it's great in high ester rum type. Full-blown banana, like it smells in the distillery when you're fermenting. It's really cool. Otherwise, in North America, I think Distillmax XP, our diastaticus yeast, is underutilized. I think a lot of people would gain on trying that strain. It has beautiful fruity notes and whiskeys and bourbons. We've tried it recently at a large bourbon distillery in the States, and they were so happy of the spirit. It made the complexity of it. It's one of our newer strains in our portfolio, and everybody that tries it is like, okay, I'm never going back to whatever I had before. So I think more people would gain on trying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that with everybody using very similar yeast strains that they would end up making very similar tasting?
You're funny.
Well, for those who don't know.
No, exactly. It is. Even people don't understand. It's funny. People don't understand that we have over 5,000 yeasts into our culture collection. We produce 400 different ones because they all have different characteristics.
Yeah.
They all provide different flavors or tolerate different environment. Just in the wine industry, we do have a lot more commercially available. I think it's 200 or 300 strains.
Okay.
In the distilled spirits industry, to come back to your question, like we only have dedicated 13 strains to the distilled spirits industry.
Oh.
But even with a small amount, the equipment, the environment of the distillery, the water have such a great impact that it doesn't matter, if I can say. We have enough choice in the palette of yeast to provide different flavor components or different tolerance to different environment. You won't necessarily use the same yeast to make rum versus whiskey, just because of who's using it, the distillery, and the equipment itself. It's going to taste different as well in your hands.
Corn.
Yeah.
Alcohol scroll.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's important?
Many reasons. The first thing that even though people do come to learn to the alcohol school, I will say that the networking, being with your peers from around the world, and also people that either have 1 week of experience in distilling to up to 40 years or more, you'll realize that even though you may be from a very small distillery, but you're talking with someone from a large known brand or largely known company, everybody is as passionate in this industry. as you are, that you come from a big or small distillery, we all make the same mistakes. We all make the same assumptions. You may be at a big or small distillery, you're often asking yourself the same questions, or you need to troubleshoot the same problem. It's just that maybe you have a bit more staff or a bit more tools or a bit more money or a bit more equipment to figure it out when you're at a larger scale. And the fact that you're at the alcohol school, you get to network with all of these people and understand that we're a very large community and we want to help each other. So you have a lot of people that you can call and talk to. And then obviously we focus on a lot of different subjects during the actual event so that you know that you have tools at your disposal in your distillery, regardless that you're large and small. The better you understand your yeast and your equipment and your raw materials, the more control you'll have on your own flavors and the spirit that you'll develop. So I think that we try to cover all of that in the alcohol school.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about it? Is that a good? Does that wrap it in a nice bow? Because you attended.
I did attend. Yes. Yeah, and I think my perspectives are a little bit more unique because I've had the opportunity to visit so many distilleries abroad, like internationally, and look at producers from so many different stages of where they're at, funding issues, or, you know, like money is a big one.
Yes.
And also regulations will also dictate how a producer operates.
Of course.
But there's just so many variables that, you know, there isn't one size fits all solution. But when it comes to like flavors and profiles or maybe even troubleshooting, I think what a lot of people don't realize is that they have a team to lean on.
Yeah.
You know, and I think one of my favorite parts about the school was the case studies.
Yes.
And I'm a big case study nerd.
Nice.
So I guess that spoke to me because, you know, when things are going well, things are always going well.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one needs it when things are going well.
Exactly.
But when things are not going well, okay, now how do we fix this? Or has anyone come across this problem before? And where you're going to find that is with your peers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're going to have the large guys who've done it or may have grown to that stage. The newer distilleries can certainly learn from it. Yeah, I think I have a very unique perspective. On who can benefit and the structuring and stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also the younger industry, we've seen that in the States when the industry started, the craft industry, there was a lot more competition and people were not sharing as much information. And as it grew and became more mature, they learned that exactly as your question earlier, if I use the same yeast, will I have the same flavor as the distillery next door? No, that's not what's going to differentiate you.
Yeah.
So you should share your process and production challenges because you will be stronger as an industry if you all have more consistent and better products on the shelf. People will want to drink more of your craft spirits. Makes the industry stronger. I think in Canada, some of our provinces are still living through those changes of being a younger industry and learning how much they can work together as an industry. I think our brewing industry is there. Yeah. It's more mature. But the distilled spirits industry in Canada is still living through those
pain points.
Yeah. Fish.
In your experience, what are some of the biggest mistakes distilleries make?
That's a good question. What are the biggest mistakes? Yes, I do have a pet peeve. I do have a pet peeve. Nutrition. Nutrition is my pet peeve.
Explain what that means.
Alrighty. So yeast, making our ethanol, making our alcohol. I think people forget that yeast as an ingredient is actually alive. They forget it's just a powder that they add in their fermentations, and oh, it's going to ferment, and ta-da! We forget that it's a live organism and that you need to feed it appropriately so that it will make consistent, beautiful flavors. People overlook it. They don't think that they need to add it. We've evolved also in the industry. People are going to higher gravity, more stressful. They want more alcohol. They want higher yields. They know that they need to add more sugar, but they forget that they need to feed their yeast better at the same time. Yeah. So nutrition would be my pet peeve in distilleries.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found it fascinating. We did one case study where it was about nutrition, and we figured out how we could make it more efficient by adding yeast or the nutrition at different
time points. Yes.
And it's like, okay, that's really cool, because now my yields are going to be better. And ultimately, again, it does come down to money.
Yes.
Because when you're trying to scale, right, you need to get as much alcohol as possible.
Yeah, you need that cost. And we understand, right? You need that cost benefit. It's not just adding an ingredient to add an ingredient.
Yeah.
It's adding an ingredient that will actually have a positive outcome.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. I find it fascinating because that world of science, sensory, and finances.
Yeah,
there are correlations.
Yes.
You know, we can go into a whole talk on that. Oh my gosh. What about sharing a proud moment with a client?
Oh, I won't name the name, but one of our Quebec craft distillery, I had the chance to visit them the same week they commissioned their still, and they were making a gin run. And they were so happy. Like, I was there on day 2. And they're like, Annick, we have this problem. We have a huge smell of tire, sulfur, plastic note, and we don't understand what is happening. And I'm like, okay. We go and they give me a sample, and we chat again, and we look at the still. I'm like, okay, we just had it. And just looking at the equipment itself, we found that they had left rubber stopper on the still itself. But it was just overlooked. Yes. They were missing a part of the equipment that they had not piped in yet. Okay. And they were just so recognizant, because right afterwards, the next day, the next batch that they did obviously didn't have that smell anymore, that tire smell. So it's not directly linked to yeast, but that was like 5 years ago maybe, and they still talk to me about it every day. You know, looking with them, brainstorming with them, just helped make their official first batch taste beautiful. It's understanding the whole process, not just the yeast and the fermentation itself, right? We're there to try and help as a whole.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it goes to show like how important that is. You've built that trust and relationship that people can come to you and ask those questions. I think so, yeah. I think I'm done.
I think you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
I hope I was recording.
I hope you were too. Like, cool. Were you recording?
I don't know.
Okay.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Here it is. Look, it will fit. Julie, will be wonderful. You'll love it. Or so I hope.
And then show that camera.
For Julie. Extra premium.
Extra.
Cheers.
That's it.
Cool.